Hi everyone, Sandra Duran Wilson here, and welcome back to Mixed Media Soul Sparks. This week I am going to show you some different ways to mount paper. A lot of times when I'm traveling and teaching, I paint on paper just because it's easier to carry rather than canvases or like if I have a big stretched canvas, I don't want to carry that with me, or heavier panels. So I'll work on paper, but then when I get back into the studio, they need to be mounted. Otherwise, they have to go to the framers and go under glass and expensive framing. So this is a great way to work on paper, and then I'm going to share with you a couple of things. Like this one, I've already mounted it onto the panel. And it's still drying a little bit. I'm going to be showing you another one I do. And then I'll show you how to trim off these ends. But the first thing I would do is I would cut this to size. So one of the reasons why I cut this one up, I didn't like the way the painting looked in the format that it was. So it had this piece, and then it had another little piece over on the side. So it was bigger. And sometimes something works better if it's a different shape. So I just put this panel on the back, cut it out with my scissors, and I'm going to save this piece. I save these little pieces, and I'll have another project. You know me, I don't waste anything. So when this dries, I'll show you how to finish off that. But what if you want to mount something onto a stretched canvas? It's a little trickier. But first I want to show you how to do it onto panel. So this is a piece. It's not even finished, but it was just a quick study that I did in Italy. So I'm just going to mount this onto this panel, and then I will finish it later and show you what it looks like. So I have cut this out to the 8x8 of what this shape is. I'm going to be using an extra heavy or a heavy gel gloss. Now if you just have regular gel, that's okay. And if you have matte, that's okay. But I always say match the weight of the gel to the weight of your paper. So this is a I'd say it's a medium range paper. It's not heavy, but it's not a thin paper. So a soft gel might be a little too thin viscosity. So regular or heavy. Doesn't have to be gloss, could be matte. Okay, so palette knife. You can see how thick this gel is. And it's a little thicker because it's a little older. And I can tell that by the way it kind of pulls on my knife. And I'm spreading a fairly thick layer. And it's kind of hard to tell white on white, but if you put a really, really thick layer, you're just going to squeeze most of it out. But if you put too thin of a layer, it's going to dry in certain areas before you get your paper on. So you want to keep a spray bottle of water handy. I just mist it a little bit so it's not going to dry out under the lights too fast. I'm working it with my knife just to make sure there's no little bits that are dry. I know in my jar I had a little piece earlier that was kind of dried and it would have made a little clump. So just look for that. So that's good enough. Now I'm going to take the paper and I'm going to spray the back of the paper with some water. Then I put a thin layer. Maybe I sprayed a little too much. Take a little off. You don't want a lake, you just want it misty. I think I had a puddle there in the middle. Okay. The reason I put the water on, you see how the paper is now wanting to curl up? So when that water gets into the paper, it's going to make it more pliable, which is going to be better for me to be able to press it down onto the panel. Also, the little bit of water helps keep this wet, so I'm not going to have any dry spots, and which means there would be areas that wouldn't be adhered to the panel. Okay, it's not rocket science, but you do want to be careful. You also want to focus mostly in the middle. You can always come back with the edges. Now I'm going to bring this in, center it, and putting it on the panel is really easy because it's a rigid surface. You're going to see when I get to the canvas that it's a little trickier. I've got a brayer, and I'm going to start from the middle, and I'm going to start to roll out. And you'll see that a bunch of the gel starts to come out the sides. I want to be careful not to get the gel onto my brayer. So I'm just going to continue around, making sure there's no air bubbles, and pressing this down to the edges. Sometimes you just have to feel it with your hand to see if there's any air bubbles or extra gel in there. Okay, I'll just use my knife to pick up the extra. And I'll come around later on and finish these edges. And I'm just checking to make sure that everything's lined up. It's a little over there, but I've got it, everything's pretty well centered. Now this was a hard brayer. This is a softer brayer. And I'm going to just come in and really press down hard. And you can see there's still some more coming out. The softer brayer actually molds down around the paper more. So if there's areas that have texture, then that softer brayer is going to be able to press the paper down. So I don't know if you can see that right there. I'm going to push that edge down. Just peel these off here. Your edges are always the thing that are going to be a little tricky. So I think I've got it down pretty well. The next step I'm going to do is to put a piece of plastic wrap on top, and then I'm going to weight it with a book on top. The reason I put the plastic wrap is just in case there is some gel on this surface. I don't want it to stick to the book or the magazine or whatever. And I'll let this sit overnight just to keep it pressed down. And I have a big book over there that I'll put this under. Then when it's dry, like this one is, I can go back in and trim off these edges. I just use a little knife. Here, I can break off the end just to make sure I have the sharpest edge possible. If we can see it in here, I'm going to just kind of come along right here. Oops. There we go. And I'll just go around the whole thing and cut that down. Then when I finish my edges, I'll paint that white edge so it won't show up, that little part. And I'm going to bring these pieces back for another video, and I'm going to show you my final finishes. So I'm going to give you a few different options of how you might finish these, whether you want a satin sheen or a shiny, glossy surface. So that'll be in another video. So remember these pieces. All right. So that's pretty easy to do, and I'll finish that off. The tricky one now is the canvas. So let's move on to that one. Get my stuff here. Now this piece is another work on paper that I began in one workshop somewhere, and I continued it in Mexico recently. And it's an odd size paper, so it doesn't fit like an 8 by 10. You can see this is an 8 by 10 stretched canvas. You might recognize this painting from a video way back when with Mixed Media Soul Sparks, where I was just doing collage work on top. So I just never felt like it felt finished to me. So I'm going to put this piece on top because these colors work really well. And at first I thought, well, do I want to put it all the way over to one side and then just have this one edge to finish, or do I want to put it in the middle? And I'm thinking I'm going to put it in the middle, which means I have two edges that I'll have to deal with, and I'll show you that when I show you final finishes. But for right now, this procedure is going to be similar. However, there's texture here. It's not rigid, it's a canvas. So I'm going to have to use some things to help me get it to adhere. And one of the things that I'll use is you might want to have a small board or canvas. This is just a small ampersand board, and I can stick it in the back here. And that's going to give me the ability to press down. Now I can't fit two of them in there, but I've got this other small piece that I can fit in there. And then this way, that's a real good trick for being able to get this to get pressure on it. Let me make sure I remembered which way I was going to do this. I think I had it going this way. I think that's the way I had it. Never turns out the same. So it's going to be pretty much the same procedure. I'm going to have to add a little bit more gel. And this one, it's important to use the heavy gel, because if you have texture, it's going to have that viscosity to be able to stand up to hills and valleys. And acrylic shrinks 30%. So as this dries, it is going to shrink. Now remember, my paper is a little smaller than this panel, so I don't have to cover the entire thing. Now this gel, it's white when it's wet, but it's going to dry clear. So you can remember that when you're putting this on. It's like glue. Again, I'm going to spray this with a little bit of water. paper I got in Italy. It's a little different than the paper I'm used to using. It's not as absorbent, so it'll be a little experiment to see how well this adheres to the canvas. I've mounted it on panel with no problems, so it should be okay. All right. See how it wants to curl up like that? I'm using the soft brayer to start with because that's going to help it go around the texture that's on the paper below. And this is just, it's a little tricky. You just have to keep working with it. Use your hands. And if you don't have enough, like maybe on that edge, I'm going to just lift it up and add a little more. And this is where I'm going to pick it up, put my hand on the back where I have those boards, and come back over here. Now this one I'm not going to really be able to weight it with a book so much because I don't have the rigidity underneath. So I'm going to flip it the other way, keeping my little wood panels in there. Just clean off this extra. Then I'll flip it like this, and I'll probably get a couple of different things, put a book on top, so it's kind of holding it down like that. Again, let it sit overnight, and then we're going to come back and revisit these, and I'm going to show you some of my favorite final finishes to give different sheens to it. So thanks for joining me this week, and try adding some of your works on paper, maybe from your journals. Try mounting them on a panel or on a canvas and adding some other stuff on top. Okay, we'll see you next week. Join the Creative Awakening community on Facebook, where you'll be able to post your art, connect with other creatives around the world, and ask questions. Use the hashtag #MixedMediaSoulSparks when posting your work on social media. Thanks for joining me.